in the middle. And I went, whoa, where'd your ticket?
For Abby's, I think it was. Oh, it's Abby's here in Roseburg.
And sure enough, that one won the pizza.
What time we can go to pizza at Abby's?
He doesn't have the coupon that his dad does.
Well, they might come up tomorrow.
They are playing no matter what.
Yeah, that's true, since they...
You just don't know if they're playing one game or two. That's the question. Didn't catch it in time.
We're just about ready to get started. I want to remind everybody, if you
Welcome to Roseburg's Legion Field, home of the Dr. Stewarts and the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Coverage of this tournament game is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Let's head to the field.
for the 2018 American Legion AAA.
Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to historic Legion Field in Roseburg, Oregon, the site of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Championship Tournament, as the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts host the tournament, and today's game will be the Corvallis Skirting Builders Marketmen taking on the Medford Mustangs. I'm Joey Kieran, happy to be with you here for another day of broadcasting from the press box at Legion Field. A great place to call home during the regular season, and a very fun place to be as we broadcast every game from the state tournament, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Give her a call at 541-671-5296. She'll help you take your home buying or home selling to the next step. Well, the Medford Mustangs are undefeated in the tournament. They're already into Championship Wednesday tomorrow. The question will be, can they... will they only need to, they're only going to need to play one game tomorrow to win the tournament. That's the minimum for them. But do they carry an undefeated record into Championship Wednesday? Or do they take one loss in there and then they wait to see who they play? Mid-Valley's already made their way into tomorrow's action with a 6-5 win over Dallas in the game before ours. The Corvallis Skirting Builder Marketmen, they're looking to stay alive in the tournament with a win against Medford, and that would get them into Championship Wednesday. If that happens, then they would play Mid-Valley for the right to play Medford for the championship. We'll wait and see how everything shakes out. But right now, the Medford Mustangs are pretty much one win away from a state championship. They could go on to win 5 total, but they only need to win 4 to be able to win the state championship. So Medford gets ready to take on Corvallis. The Marketmen coming off of a 10-2 win over Salem yesterday. Medford coming off of a 1-0 shutout victory against Dallas to stay undefeated in the tournament as they go towards winning their 5th straight state championship. They've already set history with the most number of consecutive state titles. They're looking to try and move into a tie for the most state titles in state history for one single program. We'll get a chance to run through your starting lineups here in a moment, but I believe we're going to have the national anthem. So we will go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll come back with your starting lineups after the national anthem. Medford and Corvallis getting ready to square off our final game of the day here from Legion Field at the state tournament. Coverage presented by Virginia Everard. We'll be back after this here on 541radio.com.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
Watch so proudly we hailed at the
twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Back here at Legion Field as the color guard comes off the field after the national anthem. Get ready for Medford and Corvallis.
Gentlemen, let's play ball.
Well, you heard him. Let's play ball. Game 2 on the day coming up for us. We'll have 1, maybe 2 again tomorrow. We'll figure that one out now as the Medford Mustangs and the Corvallis Girding Builders Marketmen will square off in our second game of the day. Day 4 of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Our coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Well, as we get ready for the ball game, let's take a look at our starting lineups. Medford will be the visiting team for this one. Head coach Nate Mabin will send out Joe Johnson to lead things off, playing at first base, followed by Brendan Watts, the second baseman. The DH will be Jacob Melton. He'll bat for the starting pitcher, Ricky Bortz. Jack Thompson, the third baseman, hitting in the cleanup spot, followed by the left fielder, Justin Geyer. In right field, batting sixth is John O'Gassman. Center fielder Wyatt Baptiste will hit seventh. In the eighth spot is the shortstop, Zach Ankeny, and the nine hitter is Bennett Thompson, catching today for the Medford Mustangs. That is the starting lineup there for Medford. On the mound for Corvallis is going to be Ethan Krupp. Krupp, a right-hander that will toe the rubber for the Marketmen. So far in this tournament, Ethan Krupp has thrown just one inning of work. It's a tough one for him. Gave up 6 hits and 5 runs, but only one of them earned. So obviously not the cleanest of innings for the Marketmen, but they have survived here to this Tuesday afternoon affair with the Medford Mustangs. Krupp will throw into Logan Williams back behind the plate. James Anderson's out at first. Azell Bumpus at second, Grant Carley at short, Roy Williams at third. In the outfield from left to right, Ryan Hall, Franklin Leonard, and Nolan Jackson. That's your look around the diamond defensively for the Corvallis Girding Builders Marketmen in today's ball game. Joe Johnson will lead things off for Medford. Johnson comes in. It's been a tough tournament for him at the plate, 0 for 6 in 11 plate appearances. He struck out 3 times. He has walked 5 times. He'll take the first pitch for strike 1. And we are underway as Ethan Krupp delivering the first pitch strike against the left-handed batting at Joe Johnson. And it's snagged out of the air at first base. A line drive shot. James Anderson, he's not the biggest first baseman. A lot of times you got a big guy at first. He's not, but he is athletic, and he made a diving play yesterday at first base. This time, he raises up and jumps up and snags that ball out of the air, robbing a base hit from Joe Johnson, retiring the first batter here in the top of the first. Anderson making a nice play in the stab there at first base, and Johnson now 0 for 7 in the tournament. He was one of the leading hitters for Medford during the regular season, but struggling here in the tournament. 1 away. The first pitch was low for ball 1 against Brennan Watts. Joe Johnson came in batting .458 after the regular season, but he is 0 for 7 here in the tournament. 2-0 count now for Brennan Watts, the second hitter and second baseman. Watts comes in 2 for 10 on the tournament. In fact, and now some concern here, it looks like. I think they're worried about the batter's box. They're going to do some field maintenance, it looks like. I think they had a spot there that they wanted to add some dirt to. So that'll get the field crew out there. Brennan Watts, I was going to say, this Medford team has been struggling a little bit at the plate here in the tournament. What has carried them through is their stellar pitching. For Medford, the top batter right now is Justin Geyer, and he's hitting pretty good at .500, 5 for 10 in the tournament coming into today's game. .300 for Jacob Melton, which is good, but I keep saying this, it seems like. Jacob Melton came in looking to set a program record for batting average over a season. He was hitting .517 coming into the tournament. He's batting .300 at the moment. Again, that's good. It's just not Jacob Melton good. That's what we've come to expect out of him so much. But he's batting .300. .375 for Jack Thompson. Those are your 3 hitters. Everybody else is below .300. .200 for Brennan Watts. John O'Gasman at .286. .125 for Bennett Thompson. Zach Ankeny at .143. Dylan Marsh, Joe Johnson, Wyatt Baptiste, all without a hit so far in the tournament. So it hasn't necessarily been the offensive tournament that we were expecting for Medford, the team that has a lineup that is very, very talented. But they haven't hit necessarily as well as we would have expected after the regular season. What has definitely led the way for them is the fact that their pitching staff has given up 1 earned run in the tournament and only 1 run total. Joe Johnson, Ethan Whitney, and Jacob Melton have thrown pretty well. 12 strikeouts in the tournament right now for Joe Johnson. He's starting at first base today. He's got a 2-0 record. He's got 12 strikeouts to no walks. He has not given up an earned run, and he's only given up 3 hits over 8 innings of work in the tournament. Ethan Whitney's given up 3 hits over 7 innings of work. Those all came last night. He picked up the win against Dallas. He walked 1 and struck out 6. And Jacob Melton, he pitched the opening game of the tournament. He gave up 2 hits over 5 innings, 1 earned run, and 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Joe Johnson came in and finished out that game, picking up the win for the Mustangs. But they haven't necessarily had a ton of offense, but their pitching has been lights out, and that has led the way for the Mustangs in the tournament so far. We'll see if Corvallis can break the spell, but we'll see if the defending state champs go into Championship Wednesday still undefeated. All right, they've done some field maintenance. They've gotten that batter's box all squared away, and the 2-0 pitch from Ethan Krupp is low, but called for a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. 1 away so far on the nice play at first by James Anderson. This ball, a second baseman, Azell Bumpus, knocks it down. Still plenty of time to get Brennan Watts at first. 2 away. Our coverage of state tournament baseball here on 541radio.com is sponsored by Tim's Appliance and Mattress. Check out their outlet store. They've got carloads of near-perfect refrigerators up to 70% off MSRP with full factory warranties. Left-handed batting, Jacob Melton stands in with 2 outs and nobody on base. His first pitch from Krupp misses low for ball 1. Mentioned the Melton. He's not hitting bad, but he's not hitting at the level we've come to expect from him as he pops one high in the air. It's back behind home. The catcher running into the umpire, but that one out of play anyways. The foul ball will make it a 1-1 count here against Melton. Melton 3 for 10 in the tournament. He does have 2 doubles on those 3 hits. It does not have an RBI. He has scored 4 times, 1 walk and a strikeout, batting .300. He led Medford in the regular season with the .517 batting average and 10 home runs. 1-1 pitch. He takes low for ball 2. I believe one of those 10 home runs was hit here at Legion Field, if I'm not mistaken. 2-1 pitch. Ground ball right side. It gets into right field, and Melton will start out with a base hit here against Corvallis. 2-out single to right. Melton on. And up next will be Jack Thompson.
The next batter, number 27, Jack Thompson.
Thompson, the third baseman, gave you his batting average, .375. He's been one of the top hitters for Medford in the tournament so far. Thompson trying to keep the top of the first inning going for Medford as he takes high and inside for ball 1. Mustangs will be in Championship Wednesday playing for the state title no matter what happens here. Their fate's pretty much sealed. This is not a must-win. As a ground ball to third, off the glove for Roy Williams, and Melton will go up to third base. They'll hold him there. Tracking the baseball down in shallow left field is Grant Carley, the shortstop. That'll be an error on the third baseman, Roy Williams. And that gets Jack Thompson on. Runners on the corners now for the Mustangs with 2 away in the top of the first. Trying to get a run across with 2 outs. That ball
Batter, number 20, Justin Geyer.
Looked like a pretty routine ground ball to Williams. Tried to just sidestep it and snag it on a late hop and went right off the end of his glove. First pitch misses high and inside for Krupp against the 5-hitter Justin Geyer, who has had one of the better tournaments of anybody here at the tournament. 5 RBI. He's got a chance to pick up his 6th. He'll take for strike 1. Geyer coming in again batting .500, 5 RBI. He's got 3 triples, 2 doubles. Does have 1 strikeout to his credit. The 1-1 pitch, ground ball to third, and it's underneath the glove for Roy Williams. And it's a 6th RBI in the tournament. The throw to third in time. No, the tag will not get down in time. And up to third base goes Jack Thompson. First to third on the single by Justin Geyer. Geyer taking second on the throw. RBI for for Geyer. Scoring Jacob Melton. Jono Gassman batting next.
Number 5, Jono Gassman.
Medford takes the early 1-0 lead. Runners at second and third. 2 away. First pitch, a called strike against Gassman. The 0-1 taken for strike 2. So Gassman finds himself behind 0-2 early. Comes in 2 for 7 in the tournament. Swing and a miss to go down. That'll wrap up the top of the first inning. Only 1 run in for the Mustangs. Ethan Krupp able to finish off the frame before the Medford Mustangs are able to do any more damage. They leave 2 men on base, 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 error for Corvallis, and 2 men left on base. 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the first You're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament online at 541radio.com, and it's presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
One nothing score as we go to the bottom of the first inning. State tournament coverage sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, your local Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Toyota dealer. Corvallis will start off with Sean Little, the DH. At the top of their lineup by head coach Evan Hilberg. Azel Bumpus, the second baseman, hits second. Grant Carley due up third here in the first, playing at shortstop. James Anderson, the first baseman, batting cleanup, followed by Logan Williams, the catcher. Nolan Jackson, the right fielder, bats sixth. We'll get to the bottom three after the first pitch from Ricky Bortz against Sean Little. First pitch in for called strike one. Roy Williams hitting seventh, playing at third base, followed by Ryan Hall in left field, and the center fielder Franklin Leonard will be the nine-hitter for the Marketmen. 0-1 pitch for Little. Takes for strike two from Ricky Bortz. Bortz, his first outing of the tournament, only 3 pitchers used so far for Medford. Comes in with a 7-2 record, a 2.75 ERA after the regular season. His 0-2 delivery is high for Little, and it goes to a 1-2 count. Sean Little, 4 for 9 in the tournament with 4 singles. And make it 5. He lines one into left field. A leadoff single for the Marketmen. Trailing 1-0 after the top of the first inning. Little gets the game-tying run on at first with nobody out. Azel Bumpus, who's had a good tournament, 5 for 11 with 5 singles. He'll bat next with one man on. We'll take a look around the diamond defensively for Medford, get you the alignment for their starters here in the at-bat for Bumpus. Bort's first pitch to the lefty, a ground ball to short, could be 2. They flip to second for 1. The throw to first. Got it there in time. Bumpus will ground into a 6-4-3 double play. 2 down, and it clears the bases. Forced out at second base with Sean Little. That turns things quickly. 1 pitch to get 2 outs.
The next batter, number 10, Grant Carley.
Grant Carley will bat here, the shortstop for the Marketmen, so I guess we'll try and get you a look around the diamond here after that quick out there for Bumpus. The first pitch, high for ball 1. Behind the plate, it's Bennett Thompson. Out at first base, Joe Johnson. Brennan Watts at second. Zach Ankeny at short. And Jack Thompson at third. In the outfield from left to right, Justin Geyer, Wyatt Baptiste, and Jono Gassman. A 1-0 pitch comes in outside. A 2-0 count now for Grant Carley. 3 for 10 in the tournament. And he takes for strike 1. So Corvallis started out with a runner on base after the leadoff single for Sean Little. They couldn't take advantage to try and tie this game up as a 2-0 pitch goes to a 2-1, make it a 2-2 count now. Called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes against Carley. Bortz, strike 3 called, and a breaking ball hits the outside corner. Carley will go down looking to finish out the side. Bottom of the first goes quickly. A 1-2-3 inning for Ricky Bortz, thanks to a double play mixed in there. No runs on one hit, no errors, nobody left on base. It's a 1-0 lead for Medford as we go to the top of the second inning. You're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com.
We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Find more tournament information like scores, stats, game recaps, and updated schedules online at 541radio.com. Here's a look at the games on today's broadcast schedule. Remember, every game from the state tournament will be broadcast on 541radio.com. Tournament coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
Top of the second inning, it's a 1-0 lead. Medford in front of Corvallis. The Marketmen trying to avoid elimination. Medford trying to stay undefeated going into championship Wednesday. Leading things off, it's Wyatt Baptiste. He fouled off a bunt attempt on the first pitch. Now a line drive shot right past Ethan Krupp on the mound and into center field. Franklin Leonard will take a knee to field that line drive shot. It's a leadoff single for Wyatt Baptiste here in the second to get Medford a runner on, leading off the inning. One on with nobody out. Wyatt Baptiste had come in 0 for 8, picking up his first base hit of the tournament. Baptiste on at first base. Zach Ankeny stands in, pitch low, throw to second. Not in time. A stolen base now for Baptiste. Pitch was low against Ankeny. And Baptiste going on the first pitch with him on base. For Wyatt Baptiste, that's his second stolen base of the tournament. He had reached twice on walks. There's a strike taken there by Ankeny, who was squaring to bunt. So now 2 stolen bases for Wyatt Baptiste in the state tournament here from Legion Field. Nobody out, a man at second base. Ankeny at the plate, squaring to bunt. He'll put it down third base side. Charging in, the throw to first is taken by Bumpus, the second baseman. Roy Williams recording the out on the sacrifice bunt by Ankeny. Up to third base goes Baptiste. So stolen base, a sacrifice bunt, and Medford has a runner 90 feet from home for the 9-hitter Bennett Thompson. First pitch swinging, he sky ones up in the air. Second baseman Bumpus just into the shallow outfield grass, just barely out of the infield dirt. Makes the catch for the second out, and that will give Corvallis a little bit of breathing room defensively. So Bennett Thompson swinging at the first pitch.
The next batter, number 6, Joe Johnson.
Committing the second out. Top of the lineup now, Joe Johnson up for a second time, was robbed of a hit by James Anderson at first. On a line drive that he got up and snagged out of the air, Johnson will take the first pitch for strike one. One nothing lead for Medford. We're in the top of the second inning. Ethan Krupp delivers. Johnson fouls it. Sending that one way foul. over towards the hitting facilities here at Legion Field. They are looking to make some upgrades to the field, try and put in some artificial turf for the entire field, from what I understand. It's the 0-2 pitch to Johnson is outside for ball one. That is the plan, I do believe, is to turf the entire field here at some point. Umpqua Community College has baseball returning coming up in 2020, I believe it is. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a, or excuse me, 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Johnson, his struggles here in the tournament continue as he strikes out to end the second inning. A scoring opportunity goes for naught for the Medford Mustangs. 2 strikeouts in the game now for Ethan Krupp. No runs on 1 hit. There were no Corvallis errors. 1 Medford runner left on base. It's a 1-0 score going to the bottom of the second inning. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
There were no Corvallis errors.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
Bottom of the second inning, James Anderson will lead things off for the Corvallis Skirting Builders Marketmen, trailing 1-0 against Medford. His 0-1 pitch, he puts in the air, fouled back behind home for strike 2. Our state tournament coverage is sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, your local Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Toyota dealer. Ricky Bortz on the mound, his second inning of work. His first start of the tournament is 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Anderson will go down. Watching that pitch on the outside corner. And there's your first out here in the second inning for James Anderson. That's his second strikeout of the tournament. For Ricky Bortz, it's his second strikeout of the game. He finished off the first inning getting Grant Carley to go down looking. 1 away here in the bottom of the second. Logan Williams up next. He takes a pitch. That didn't look like it was all that far off from the last pitch that got James Anderson, but it's taken for ball 1. 1-0 delivery from Bortz. That pitch high, and the count will go 2-0. Talking about Legion Field here, they hope to plan turfing it. Umpqua Community College bringing back baseball. You've also got Roseburg High School and Umpqua Valley Christian High School that both share this facility during the high school spring season. As a pitch low, a 3-0 count. And then you've got all the summer Legion baseball games that go on here, the Dr. Stewart's and then the single A teams as well. It's a lot of baseball on one field. Is squaring a bunt on the 3-0, taking high for ball 4. Logan Williams will draw a walk. First walk issued for Bortz. Second base runner on for the Marketmen after the leadoff single by Sean Little got him on in the first. 1 on, 1 away, Nolan Jackson, the left-handed right fielder. Bats with 1 out. And Logan Williams on at first. So with so much usage, and it's been something they've been talking about for a little bit, of course, all of us baseball fans know what spring baseball here in the state of Oregon is like. It's usually a will we, won't we play? Is it too rainy out there to get a game in? Pitch a strike on the outside corner to the lefty, Jackson. Gives him an 0-1 count to start against Bortz. That's what the spring's like. It's usually how bad is the field with all the rain we've been taking. So the decision to try and put turf in here at Legion Field is one of necessity, they feel. Ball fouled away to give an 0-2 count now for Jackson. That ball ricocheted back out towards the mound. Oh, not sure what that hit off of there. So that is their hope here over the maybe this next offseason. There had been some thought that they would actually have the turf in time for this spring season, but that didn't happen. But they've been fundraising. Now with UCC officially bringing baseball back, I think the fundraising efforts have increased. And some renovations could be coming to Legion here in the future. 0-2 pitch is high and away, a 1-2 count for Nolan Jackson. Has been talks of possibly the American Legion State Tournament, AAA State Tournament, being hosted here at Legion Field for a long-term contract. Is that ball, Jackson fouls out of play down the third base side. Nothing official on that, and I know they're working on a lot of that kind of stuff behind the scenes. A lot of different qualifications that go into figuring out how it will work best for everybody involved. Costs a lot to put on the tournament, and that can be a financial burden, especially if you sign up for 10 years straight. That ball in the air for Nolan Jackson out to center field, charging in Baptiste. He'll make the run, standing right next to shortstop Zach Ankeny in shallow left center. Retires the second batter here in the bottom of the second. One on with two away. Still a 1-0 lead for Medford here in the bottom of the second. Corvallis at the plate. 2 down, and Roy Williams will stand in next, the third baseman. Batting for the first time here against Ricky Bortz. Roy Williams, 1 for 4 in the tournament. First pitch takes low and inside. The runner going. The throw to second gets into center field. Quickly up to his feet. Logan Williams will decide to stay at second, covering quickly. Wyatt Baptiste backs up to play. So stolen base for Williams gets him into scoring position. For Logan Williams, Roy Williams at the plate. I have not found out whether or not they are related. A 1-0 count for Williams as he takes his time. Couple of practice swings and moments to think as he steps back in for the 1-0. He puts this one in the air to left field. Justin Geyer on the run. Won't get there in time, and a run will come in to score. Corvallis ties up the ball game. The throw to second, not in time. It's a double for Roy Williams. And that drives in Logan Williams from second. That was close. Logan Williams slowed down running to the plate thinking he was in easy. With Roy Williams going for 2, he was almost, if he had been called out, it could have almost happened before Logan Williams scored, which would have negated the run at the plate. And that would have been one that they would have been kicking themselves over later on. First pitch fouled away by Ryan Hall. 1-1 ball game as Roy Williams cashes in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. One as the pitch misses now for Ryan Hall, the left fielder. Another left-handed batter in the lineup for Corvallis. 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Breaking for third. The throw. Got him. This time they get Roy Williams aggressive on the bases, but the pitch in the dirt didn't get away from Bennett Thompson enough, and Roy Williams cut down, caught stealing at third. That finishes off the second inning, but the Marketmen strike and they get back into the ball game. A 1-1 game as we go to the top of the third inning. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
Wind picking up here in the press box, and it's blowing in from center field at the moment. Nearly blew away my folder with rosters from the entire season from all the teams we've been playing throughout the year for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, who unfortunately got knocked out after 2 games here at the tournament, but still hosting things here at Legion Field. First pitch was fouled away as we start the 3rd inning. Brennan Watts at the plate. His 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss as Ethan Krupp will take an early 0-2 lead against the number 2 hitter in the lineup for the Medford Mustangs. Watts grounded out to second his first time up. Top of the 3rd inning, a 1-1 ball game. Corvallis striking back in the second, scoring on a double by Roy Williams. Brennan Watts fouls off a pitch to stay alive. No balls and 2 strikes here against Brennan Watts. A 1-1 ball game in the 3rd. Pitch just inside on a breaking ball. Watts lets it go by. Sun making its way towards the horizon, but still a long way to go before that as we're in 4 o'clock in the afternoon. A pitch in the dirt for a 2-2 count. That means it'll be tough out there on the right field side here at Legion. First base probably not so bad unless they're trying to catch the ball in the air. But right field, any ball hit out in the air to them, that's probably going to be tough. Balls straight up in the sky are going to be tough as well here at Legion. 2-2 pitch, ground ball, slow chopper third base side. It goes by the third baseman. Shortstop Fields, throw to first is too late. Grant Carley backing up Roy Williams, who made a stab attempt at it, couldn't field it. That'll be an infield single for Brennan Watts to get him on. 1 for 2 on the day. Roy Williams charging in. That was a tough play on the run to make, and it didn't bounce high enough to get it into his glove. Backing up the play, Carley was there, but by the time the ball got to him, it was just too late. Jacob Melton will bat. The lefty takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Melton had a single in the first, came around to score on the single by Justin Geyer. 1-1 ball game. Tournament coverage sponsored by Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse. Throw over to first base. Back in safely goes Watts. Get ready for hunting season with Sportsman's Warehouse. They carry the gear, rifles, ammo, and bait you need for your next hunt. Get to Sportsman's Warehouse and take it outside. 1-0 delivery for Melton. Pitch is high for a 2-0 count. Ethan Krupp with the game now tied again. He's trying to avoid giving it up, but a leadoff single puts the go-ahead runner on base for Medford. Mustangs coming off of a 1-0 victory last night against Post 20. The Dallas Dirtbags, they're now out of the tournament after losing to Mid-Valley earlier today. A ball high in the air out to right field. It's shallow right field, and that one was up there for a while. That hung up there. Franklin Leonard, the center fielder, able to come all the way in and make the play for the first out.
The next batter, third baseman Jack Thompson.
He just kept running and running and running. That ball just kept hanging up there. Wind probably knocking it down just a bit and keeping it from traveling too far. Leonard, though, underneath it for the first out. Jack Thompson reached on an error in the first. He comes up to hit here, and the pitch is on the inside corner for strike 1. Oh, 1 count with 1 away and 1 on. Another throw over to first base to check on Watts. Ethan Krupp trying to keep that double play option available, not allow the runner to take off. He comes set, delivers, the runner is going, the pitch high and inside, the throw too far, gets into center field, and the ball is bobbled, now going to go to third, will go Watts. The throw is not going to be there in time. Taking it on one hop, Roy Williams will stop the ball. Stolen base for Brennan Watts, and then the error by the center fielder allows Watts to move up to third. I'm going to put down one error on that play. That'll be the second of the game for Corvallis. So looks like the scoreboard agrees with me there. That was a ball high and in. Now a one hopper to short. The throw is going to go to the plate. Everybody's going to be safe, but they do keep the runner from coming in to score. Shortstop Grant Carley looking to the plate. Back to third base went Brennan Watts. Runners on the corners. Fielder's choice for Jack Thompson. And now out from behind the plate, Logan Williams will tell the infielders what they want to do with runners on the corners and one away.
The next batter, number 20, Justin Geyer.
Pickoff throw to first base for Krupp, and Thompson back in safely. Jack Thompson at first. At third base, Brennan Watts, one away. Justin Geyer batting. He had the RBI single in the first. He's got a chance at an RBI here again. Takes low and inside for a 1-0 count, and that's the guy you want at the plate. Now 6 RBI on the tournament for Justin Geyer. Geyer definitely leading in that category for anybody still in the tournament. They call a balk. Oh, they called a balk on Ethan Krupp. Said he rotated after coming set. And that'll bring in a 1 run. 2-1 now the score. Medford in front. Up to second base went Thompson. Justin Geyer at the plate with a 1-0 pitch coming. Takes it for strike 1. One count for Geyer. Bounces in the dirt, knocked down by Williams behind the plate using the chest protector. So Geyer had 6 RBI. For Corvallis coming into the matchup. The leaders, James Anderson and Azell Bumpus, both with 3. There was Taylor Holder for Mid-Valley. He's got 5. It's a 2-1 pitch. Ground ball towards short. Grant Carley up with it. And the throw to first will get the second out. Up to third base goes Thompson. If not for the balk, that could have been an inning-ending double play, and no runs might have scored here in the third. But the balk bringing in 1 run. Up to third base is Thompson. 2 down now. Jono Gassman will bat. First pitch, a swing and a miss for Gassman. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging back in the first. Gassman's 0-1 pitch is low for ball 1. Well, I said that Geyer far and away the most RBIs anybody left in the tournament. I guess I'm wrong. Taylor Holder with 6 RBI as well. As this ball well struck out towards right center, gets down, a run scores on the extra base hit for Jono Gassman. He puts on the brakes at second. A 2-out double for Gassman. Picks up an RBI. Knocks in Jack Thompson. And Medford now leading 3-1. Still 2 away in the top of the third.
The next batter, number 8, Wyatt Baptiste.
That one splitting the distance between Leonard and Jackson in center and right. Finding the alley there for Gassman. A double. In scoring position with 2 outs, and Wyatt Baptiste batting. He's 1 for 1 with a single that started the second inning. First pitch goes by the catcher Williams all the way to the backstop, and Gassman will move up on the wild pitch. And a visit now out to the mound for the catcher and first baseman to go talk with Ethan Krupp. So let's see here. No. Well, Jackson Holstad, he's got 5, but his team, Dallas Post 20 Dirtbags, got knocked out of the tournament. He had 5 RBIs after the first game today. Taylor Holder had 6 RBI. Justin Geyer now with 6 RBI after his base hit earlier in this ball game. So those were some of the leaders here at the tournament in the RBI category. 2-0 pitch now for Baptiste. Line drive out to center field is snagged out of the air by Franklin Leonard. A leaping grab to finish off Medford here in the top of the third. And that will retire the side. 2 runs in for the Medford Mustangs. They lead 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the third. 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left on base. Headed to the bottom of the 3, Medford in front 3-1. You're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com.
For Medford in the third inning.
We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Find more tournament information like scores, stats, game recaps, and updated schedules online at 541radio.com. Here's a look at the games on today's broadcast schedule. Remember, every game from the state tournament will be broadcast on 541radio.com. Tournament coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
Bottom of the third inning. Medford leading 3-1. Joey Keyran here with you from Legion Field. Broadcasting at 541radio.com. Medford with 2 runs there in the top of the third to retake the lead against Corvallis. Leading things off, the lefty Ryan Hall at the plate. First pitch swinging there for Hall, the left fielder. He grounds it to second base, but able to beat it out. A nice effort at second by Brennan Watts, sliding to get to the play, and Hall able to beat out the throw.
The next batter, number 22, Franklin Leonard.
I thought for sure it was going to get through the infield. But Watts knocking it down, staying with it, making the throw, and almost got Ryan Hall, but he gets on with a leadoff single. Hall was at the plate when Roy Williams was caught stealing third on a pitch in the dirt, so he got to hit again. An 0-1 count now for the 9-hitter Franklin Leonard, who tried to lay down a sacrifice bunt. 3-1 is the score. Medford in front of Corvallis. Tournament coverage sponsored by the Cow Creek Tribe of Umpqua Indians. Squaring to bunt and pushing it first base side foul for strike 2. And Franklin Leonard finds himself with an 0-2 count. 3 runs on 5 hits for Medford, 1 run on 2 hits for Corvallis. Franklin Leonard, the 9-hitter, final guy up against Ricky Bortz for the first time. Oh, 2 pitch for Leonard. Fouls it away to stay alive. Swinging at that one. Franklin Leonard 2 for 6 in the tournament with 2 singles. Batting with his teammate Ryan Hall out at first base. Bortz, the 0-2. Fouled away. Oh, 2 delivery here. High for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes for Leonard. Bortz kicks and fires. Breaking ball. Fouled off. Tomorrow our coverage will start at 12 o'clock. Hopefully we'll have a pregame about 5 minutes before first pitch, right around there. Kind of just play it by ear based on the timing of all of the field prep and umpires and national anthem and all those kind of fun things. But tomorrow, starting at about noon for our first game of possibly 2, is a line drive to center field. A diving effort is misplayed by Baptiste. It gets by him. Heading for third will go Hall. In with a stand-up double is Franklin Leonard. And up to third base goes Hall. Wyatt Baptiste came charging in, trying to make a sliding play to get to that one. And he came up just short, and he didn't knock it down, and it gets by him in center field. So that'll be a double for Leonard. Runners at second and third now in the top of the order here. Sean Little batting. Little 1 for 1 in the game with a single leadoff at the top of bottom of the first inning. He takes high for ball 1.
Number 12, the designated hitter, Sean
Mentioned
Little.
before, he has been a tough out. Batting .500 now, 5 for 10 on the tournament. 5 hits and 11 trips to the plate. He fouls this one off for strike 1. He evens up his count 1-1. Little has 1 walk in those 11 plate appearances. 1-1 count. Bort's delivery. Little fouls this one in the air. Could be playable foul territory. Johnson giving chase up against the screen. He runs out of space. The foul ball makes it a 1-2 count here for Sean Little, the DH, batting for Ethan Krupp. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball landing right in the first row of the bleachers. So Joe Johnson, while he was reaching over the fence that he got to, still had a little ways to go to try and get to that baseball. 1-2 pitch, it's high. Runner at second and third here for Corvallis. Nobody out in the bottom of the third. They're trying to get back into this one, trailing 3-1. Little fouls up another pitch. Right side. Out of play. Lengthy at-bat here for Sean Little. On the mound, Ricky Bortz waiting for his first baseman and right fielder to return to their positions. Bright yellow tops with the blue lettering and numbers for the Corvallis Girding Builders Marketmen. White trousers, the blue caps. On the other side, the red tops, the black numbers and letters. Outlined in white for Medford, gray trousers. Two-tone caps as Little around on that one, sends it into the parking lot. Stays a 2-2 count. Little will dig back in. This has been a long at-bat here against Ricky Bortz. I think my official pitch count is a little off, but he's up over 40 pitches. I'm pretty sure about that. The 2-2 pitch. Again, swinging this one in the air out to left field. Drifting back is Geyer. He'll get a running attempt on it. Catching, tagging, heading to the plate. Will come Hall. The throw knocked down by the catcher, Thompson, but he cannot glove it. And in to score will be Ryan Hall on a sacrifice fly by Sean Little. Little picks up the RBI. Geyer out there. Set himself up nicely to be able to make a throw to the plate. He just didn't quite have enough to get it there in the air. If he did, Thompson's got a good chance of trying to cut down the runner at home. So 1 run in here in the third. Corvallis cutting the deficit down 3-2. First pitch swinging for Azell Bumpus, knocked down at first by Johnson. He'll flip as Bortz covers the bag at first. They call him safe. That's also going to be only out number 2. I think Johnson thought it was going to be out number 3, but they also call Bumpus safe. And now Joe Johnson looks like he was checking out his ankle a little bit. Coach Nate Maben out of the dugout to talk to the umpire. Not sure if Bortz missed the bag or if they say that Bumpus beat out the throw, but he's going to get credit for a single. No, they put an error on the board. You guys give the first baseman an error on that one? Okay. So an error on the play for Joe Johnson. Up to third base goes Franklin Leonard. First error of the game for Medford. Pitch on the outside corner. Just misses against Grant Carley. So you've got runners on the corners, still just 1 away as Azell Bumpus getting on with the error. Carley puts it in the air out to right field. This could get over the top of Gassman. No, he'll catch. The tag and head to the plate is going to tie the game up. Sacrifice fly for Grant Carley. Backing up Jono Gassman in right field. He had no chance to try and make the play at the plate. Scoring is Franklin Leonard. And we've got a tie ball game once again. 3-3 the score with 2 away. Still a man on at first. That is Azell Bumpus. The error by Johnson and the misplay there at first. That proves to be kind of costly. James Anderson will hit. And he'll take for ball 1 from Ricky Bortz. Tie ball game at 3-all.
Now batting number 23, James Anderson.
The 1-0 for Anderson is high, a 2-0 count. Back to first goes Bumpus, is behind the plate. Thompson looked like he wanted to throw down to first, but did not. Two-0 pitch for Bortz. Strike called inside, throw down to first. Back in safely goes Bumpus. Two balls and a strike against Anderson. Struck out looking in the third. Excuse me, struck out looking in the second to start off the inning. 2-1 pitch. That's inside. Count is 3-1 to the Corvallis cleanup hitter. Ricky Bortz trying to get out of the third inning as Corvallis has fought back to tie it up again. Anderson fouls that one off of his shin guard. Seemed like it dinged him up a little bit there too. He's going to take a moment. 3 balls and 2 strikes for James Anderson when he resumes his at-bat. State tournament coverage on 541radio.com is sponsored by Little Caesars. They now have online ordering and an easy-to-use app. So check out online ordering with Little Caesars Pizza. 3 balls, 2 strikes. James Anderson, the full count against him with 2 away. Azel Bumpus at first. 2 runs in here in the third to tie the game at 3 apiece. Three-two pitch, swung on and missed. That'll wrap up the bottom of the third. Bortz gets out of the inning, but he gives up the 2 runs. And we've got a tie ball game heading to the 4th inning. For Corvallis, 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Medford error and 1 man left on base. Tied at 3, going to the top of the 4th inning. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley, building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
In the first batter for Medford to lead off, the top of the 4th inning, number 16, Zach Ankeny.
Top of the 4th inning, our coverage of American Legion Baseball is presented online at 541radio.com by Virginia Everard, building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296. First pitch, a swing and a miss for strike 1 as Ethan Krupp faces Zach Ankeny, who put down a sacrifice bunt in his only at-bat back in the 2nd inning. Pitch misses low for a 1-1 count now for Ankeny. Into the 4th inning, our score tied at 3. Another pitch misses, a 2-1 count now for Zach. 3 runs on 5 hits and an error for Medford. 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors for Corvallis. A 2-1 pitch, ground ball chopper towards short, picked up by Carley. And over to Anderson for out number 1. 1 away as Bennett Thompson will get to bat next. The 9-hitter is 0 for 1 with a pop out to second base. Thompson, the brother of Jack Thompson, I believe the younger of the two. First pitch for strike 1. Let's see here, I think I've got my Medford roster somewhere. Pitch low, 1-1 count for Thompson. Again, it's low, and the count goes to 2-1 for Ethan Krupp against Bennett Thompson. Ground ball, third base side, picked up by Williams. Roy over to Anderson, and you've got 2 away. Roy Williams scooping that one. Hoovers it into the glove. Recording the out across the diamond. 2 away, top of the lineup now. Joe Johnson, who's 0 for 2. First pitch low for ball one. One-0 delivery from Krupp is pitched low again. 2-0 the count for Joe Johnson. Now, I'm not sure what happened to my Medford lineup or roster that I had somewhere there. It might be right here. Nope. Joe Johnson will get a single to right field. And for Joe Johnson, that is his first hit of the tournament. Kind of shocking to say such a statement. Joe Johnson had been without a hit. I think he was 0 for 10 prior to that base hit. I will confirm. But Joe Johnson gets himself on with a 2-out single to right field. Pulling that one down the line. So 1 on with 2 away. Medford trying to get something started. Runner going. The pitch in for a strike. Throw to second. High. Bumpus reaching to get to it, but unable to get the tag down in time. Call was a strike at the plate. So it's an 0-1 count for Brennan Watts, with Joe Johnson now at second base. And the pitch misses for a 1-1 count. Krupp checking second. Bumpus holding the runner on. Ground ball up the middle. Gets into center field. Picked up. The throw to the plate is not going to be on target. A run scores. Medford retakes the lead. And going to second on the throw is Brennan Watts. Franklin Leonard got to that one quick, had time to try and throw to the plate. His throw just too far up the line, taking the catcher Logan Williams away from the plate. And by the time the ball got to him, running by him was Joe Johnson. Johnson scores.
Now batting number 25.
4-3, Medford back in front. And Jacob Melton will bat 1 for 2. With a man in scoring position and 2 away, he fouls off the first pitch. Taking a moment here, Krupp. Walking around a bit. 0-1 count, he'll get back on the mound. Oh, 0-1 delivery for Krupp. Melton puts it in the air. Left side, long run for the third baseman, and that ball is out of play for strike 2. Well, Dan Bain must have taken my Medford roster. That's all I can come up with here. Guess that's going to be the case. Dang you, Dan Bain. 0-2 count. I mean, I have a Medford roster. I just had one with a few more notes. Ground ball towards second for Melton. Throw to first. Just in time. Bumpus not working with a lot of urgency on that ground ball, and Melton is very quick, especially out of the left-handed batter's box. But Bumpus able to get the ball out of the glove into first just in time to make the final out. So 1 run comes in for the Medford Mustangs as they retake the lead. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors for Corvallis, and 1 man left on base for the Mustangs. They lead 4-3 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
Is at 67 pitches. 67.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
Ricky Bort still out there throwing strikes for the Medford Mustangs as he works across the first pitch for strike one against Logan Williams, who will lead off things in the bottom of the fourth for Corvallis. Grounds one to third, knocked down by Thompson. His throw to first, though, will beat Williams by a step and a half. Thompson knocking it down and plenty of time to recover and throw for the first out.
Number 26,
One away as Williams will go down. Medford leading 4-3 against Corvallis, who is putting up a fight with their season on the line. Medford, meanwhile, win or lose, the outcome of this game doesn't really affect their chances of winning a state tournament tomorrow. They need just one more win to claim the title. And they can afford to take one loss. Obviously, they prefer not to lose, but they can afford one loss between today or tomorrow. The 1-0 pitch is outside to the lefty, Nolan Jackson. Two 2-0 pitch. Jackson takes a breaking ball low, and it goes to a 3-0 count. Jackson 0 for 1 in the ballgame. A pop out to center field in the second. Batting here in the fourth with nobody on and one away. A 3-0 pitch from Bortz catches the corner for strike one. Final game of the day here on this Tuesday in Roseburg is a pitch high, and that's ball 4 issued by Bortz. Ricky Bortz has now walked two batters.
Number 18, Roy Williams.
1 on, 1 away. Roy Williams, who had a double in the second, looking to try and come up with some more production here as the Marketmen try to tie this one back up. Corvallis has not led in the game, but they have tied it twice. They currently trail 4-3 against the Mustangs. First pitch, strike one, throw down to first, not going to be in time. Williams takes that one for strike one. Back in safely was Nolan Jackson at first base. I'm sure Medford's going to ride Ricky Bortz as long as they can, try and keep their bullpen as fresh as possible for tomorrow. Pitch in the dirt, running for second. Jackson will get in safely. Thompson does not throw. That pitch in the dirt, it'll be a wild pitch to move a man into scoring position with one away. So Corvallis has the game-tying run within reaching distance of home on a base hit. Ground ball up the middle. Can it get through? Picked up by the shortstop. The throw to first. Nobody's on the bag, and the tying run will come in. Up to second base will go Williams. And the ball gets out of play. Roy Williams will get to second base. Joe Johnson wasn't on the bag. I think he expected, I don't know where he was expecting. I think he was expecting to go to home for some reason to kind of back up a play. The shortstop, Zach Ankeny, got to that one and just in routine threw to first, and Johnson was about 10 feet away from the bag. That's going to be an error, I think, that's got to be on Johnson. Zach Ankeny did everything right there as a pitch in for strike one to Ryan Hall. That was kind of a wild play. You don't see Medford make mistakes like that. Pitch outside for a 1-1 count. You give him a hit and then an error? Just an E? Okay, just an error. That's what I was thinking too, but I wanted to make sure we were all on a similar page. 1-1 count right now for Ryan Hall. He'll foul one first base side. Lefty will have a 1-2 count. So Jackson scores on the air. Williams to second. A 1-2 pitch. Fouled away again. And Ryan Hall continues to have the 1-2 count with one away, and now the go-ahead run out at second base. Tied at 4. The 1-2 for Hall. Fouls away. That was a well-hit ball there by Roy Williams. I thought it had a chance to get through. But Ankeny covers a lot of ground, and back behind second, he fielded that one and threw to first in one clean, fluid motion, and he probably would have been able to get the out if Johnson had been on the bag. The 1-2. That pitch is low and outside for a 2-2 count, and the Medford fans not happy. The 2-2 pitch coming up for Hall. That one gets him, called strike 3. So Ryan Hall will go down looking. Fourth strikeout for Ricky Bortz. 2 away, and Franklin Leonard will bat with a man at second base. Franklin Leonard had a double back in the third, past a diving Wyatt Baptiste. Eventually came around to score. That pitch in the dirt for ball 1. I don't know if it's because it's August or what, but man, flies have been a big issue here during the tournament. I don't recall them usually being much this big of an issue during the regular season. I don't know if it's because it's later in the year than we're usually playing ball here at Legion Field. A 2-0 count. I guess it's not quite August yet, huh? Tomorrow will be August 1st. Excuse me, I had 2-0. I guess it's, according to the scoreboard, 1-1 against Franklin Leonard. Strike taken on the outside corner. Leonard steps out, will resume his at-bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes with a man in scoring position. Fights it off right side, picked up by Johnson, underhand flip, and this time Bortz makes sure he's on the bag. That'll get him out of the 4th inning, but an error cost Medford a run, and Corvallis comes back to tie this one back up. We're squared at 4 apiece. 1 run on no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. Head to the top of the 5th inning, a tie ball game, 4-4 between Medford and Corvallis. You're watching coverage of the state tournament on 541radio.com.
We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Find more tournament information like scores, stats, game recaps, and updated schedules online at 541radio.com. Here's a look at the games on today's broadcast schedule. Remember, every game from the state tournament will be broadcast on 541radio.com. tournament coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
Heading to the top of the fifth inning, our tournament coverage sponsored by Tim's Appliance. They've got a great selection of Class B appliances with full factory warranties, some with dents and dings too small to even notice. And of course, 0% financing is always available. First pitch, a called strike from Ethan Krupp into Jack Thompson. Time called before the next pitch. 4-4 is our score as we start the top of the fifth. Every time Medford takes a lead, Corvallis finds a way to fight back and tie things back up. A pitch in the dirt, 1-1 count now for Jack Thompson, who is 0 for 2 in the game. Has reached base twice, though, on an error and a fielder's choice. The 1-1, ground ball third base side, up with it, Williams. Plenty of time to get Thompson at first. One down, and Justin Geyer batting next, 1 for 2 in the ball game.
The next batter, number 20, Justin Geyer.
Coming up tomorrow, our schedule, 12 o'clock for the first game, and if needed, a second game on the day, and that one would be at 3 o'clock. Mid-Valley in the game at noon tomorrow. That much we know right now, as a pitch in the dirt for ball 1 against Justin Geyer. On the mound, Ethan Krupp still pitching. For Corvallis, he's up about 70 pitches as he misses again for ball 2. Krupp out of the windup, misses inside for ball 3. Justin Geyer well ahead in the at-bat. 3-0 pitch coming up. And it misses low for ball 4. A 1-out walk issued to Geyer for Ethan Krupp. That's his first walk of the ball game. Got 1 on and 1 out. No action either side of the bullpens. Krupp with a man at first, looking for a ground ball double play here. Bunting, Gassman puts it third base side, fielded by Williams. His throw to first, gets away, and that one out of play. That ball is going to be out of play. They're going to send the runner back to third base. Justin Geyer will not score. So that'll be a throwing error by Roy Williams, trying to make a play on the bunt by John O'Gassman. Second and third for Medford with 1 away, trying to retake the lead. Williams came charging in on that. Had to make a tough run, throw on the run, and just sailed it a little over the top of James Anderson at first. Wyatt Baptiste will drive in a run. At shortstop, Grant Carley kept that one on the infield, but he was out of position. No one covering third. He just didn't have a way to make a play on it. And that probably keeps at least 1 run from possibly scoring. So Baptiste, an infield single, drives in the go-ahead run for Medford. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Medford on top 5-4.
Now batting number 16, Zach Ankeny.
Zach Ankeny up now. First pitch, he squared to bunt, but pulls back as the pitch is high. So Baptiste now 2 for 3 in the game. Picks up the RBI there, bringing in the go-ahead run. One 1-0 count for Ankeny. Ethan Krupp trying to get through this 5th inning. Bunt first base side. Nobody at the bag. Nowhere to go with it for Anderson. Another run in. And Medford using the small ball to build a lead here against Corvallis. The Marketmen haven't had the right answer with their bunt defense. Zach Ankeny putting a bunt down first base side. He gets on with a single. And that brings in Jono Gassman, makes it 6-4. First and second with one away for the Mustangs. He swings away. That one hit to second. Trying to make the tag there. The throw to first. Double play. And that'll wrap up the inning. Smooth hands by Azell Bumpus making the tag on Zach Ankeny sliding into second. And he's still wondering how that play was made. And he'll finally now start to take his batting gloves and helmet off as he walks away from second. Double play. Bumpus with the tag and throw to first to finish off the 5th inning, but 2 runs in for Medford. They lead 6-4 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. You're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament live online at 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
To the bottom of the 5th inning, the Medford Mustangs now leading 6-4. Can Corvallis come back like they have the last couple of times and tie the game back up? We'll find out. They'll start out with the top of their lineup here. Sean Little will lead things off. Tournament coverage is sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, your local Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Toyota dealer. First pitch from Ricky Bortz. Still on the mound, dealing into the bottom of the 5th. He gets the first pitch in for strike 1. Little is 1 for 1 in the game. Had a sac fly his last time up. Hits this one out to center field. Going back is Baptiste. Squares it up, and he's underneath it in the deepest part of the park for the first out. Fly out to deep center field there for
the next batter, number
Sean Little.
Azell
Bumpus starting that double play to finish off the top of the 5th inning with some quick hands out at second base. He stands in 0 for 2 in this one. Reached on an error his last time up. First pitch, low for ball 1. Starting to get some action in the bullpen for Medford. Heading down to the bullpen is Ryan Sandoval, who also has not thrown in the tournament yet. 2-0 count for Bumpus. Strike 1 taken. I've not seen anybody throwing it all for Corvallis. There was a stop in the action for some reason. Unsure what that was about. 2-1 pitch from Bortz. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 for Azell Bumpus. Two-two delivery coming up. Out of the windup for Bortz. High and away. The count goes full. Bottom of the 5th inning, tournament coverage. Sponsored by Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse. Look for the Sportsman's Warehouse booth at this year's Douglas County Fair for your chance to win a new Smith & Wesson M&P 15 rifle. Foul ball. Count stays full for Azell Bumpus. A Sportsman's Warehouse, take it outside. Good lineup of artists coming to the Douglas County Fair for maybe any of the out-of-town viewers. If you'd like to check it out, always encourage it. Hey, come on down. We'd love to have you here in Umpqua Basin. Pitch inside, a breaking ball just missing to Bumpus. He tosses away the bat and heads on down to first. He wasted no time.
The next batter, number
So
10,
one on,
Grant Carly.
one away. Up next will be Grant Carly. Carly looking to find his way on base for the first time. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Had a sac fly in the 3rd. He takes high for ball 1. Did look it up. Bennett Thompson is the younger of the Thompsons on the team. Was just a freshman this last year. He's behind the plate. An up-and-coming star for South Medford High School for sure. 1-0 pitch. Grounder third base side foul. 1-1 count now against Carly. Heart of the lineup here for Corvallis. They trail 6-4. Bottom of the 5th inning. They've been able to respond pretty much every time Medford has scored. Mustangs took a 1-0 lead in the 1st. Corvallis tied it in the 2nd. Medford 2 in the top of the 3rd. Corvallis 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. Medford 1 in the 4th. Corvallis 1 in the 4th. Medford 2 in the top of the 5th. Corvallis looking to try and get 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. Foul ball makes it a 1-2 count now for Grant Carly. Starting shortstop for this Marketmen team that is trying to stave off elimination. A loss here knocks them out of the tournament, and Medford would go into Championship Wednesday 4-0. 1-2 pitch. Carly lines it into left field. That ball gets down. It's extra bases. They're sending Bumpus to 3rd. They'll hold him there. Carly in standing up at 2nd. A 1-out double for Grant Carly puts 2 runners in scoring position,
James Anderson.
meaning the game-tying run is on at 2nd base for the Marketmen. Now it'll be up to James Anderson to try and bring him around. Anderson 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts in this one. Stepping off the mound there was Bortz. James Anderson came in 2 for 6 on the tournament. Now 2 for 8. After going 0 for 2 to start out this ball game, he takes ball 1. Anderson does have 3 RBI coming into the contest. This would be a golden chance for him to add a couple more. The 1-0. And he puts it straight up in the air. This could be trouble, though. Shallow in the outfield. Everybody around it, who's going to get it? It's the 2nd baseman, Brennan Watts. You had 4 players around that baseball. And for a moment, it looked like quite a bit of confusion on who was going to actually end up taking it. But Brendan Watts, the 2nd baseman, had it. Makes the catch for the 2nd out. 2 down, and Logan Williams will step in next. 0 for 1, walked in the 2nd. Looking for a 2-out rally here. Trying to get through the 5th inning. Ricky Bortz, first pitch. A little low and outside. 6-4, our score. For those out-of-towners that somehow are watching here at the ballpark, I would imagine you wouldn't make the trip here and not be at the ballpark. So I guess maybe you're watching and you're still here somehow, if you are. Stick around for music on the half shell tonight here at Stewart Park. Free music event going on just behind us here at Legion Field. a cool music venue with the river behind it, and usually get some good artists. There's a ball in the air for Logan Williams out to right field, and the center fielder, Wyatt Baptiste, will call off John O'Gassman to make the final out. Corvallis threatens, but they leave 2 men in scoring position. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors for Medford. 2 men left on for Corvallis. It is 6-4 as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Medford in front. You're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
Top of the 6th inning, doing work here at Legion Field. The Corvallis Skirting Builders Marketmen and the Medford Mustangs squaring off in this Day 4 challenge. Medford, it's not an elimination game for them. They're into tomorrow's action no matter what. For Corvallis, they're trying to keep their season going for one more day at least. But they trail 6-4 as we start the top of the 6th inning. Medford, the visiting team, sends Joe Johnson to the plate. And he takes the first pitch for ball 1 from Ethan Krupp, who stays in the ball game. 1-0 delivery. That ball in the air out towards right field, carrying into foul territory up against the fence there. Long run for Nolan Jackson. He does not make the catch, but he almost did. It'll end up being just a foul ball. Jackson seems to be all right, but maybe walking a little bit sluggish. Crashing into the fence out there. He seems to be good. 1-1 pitch now for Johnson inside. The count goes 2-1. Joe Johnson mentioned he had been struggling at the plate. Was 0 for 8 before finally getting his first base hit of the tournament. The 1-1, he swings and misses. Or excuse me, the 2-1, he swings and misses for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Krupp will wind and fire. That ball in the air out towards left field on the run. Underneath it, Ryan Hall will make the catch.
Now batting, number 3, Brennan Watts.
So 1 away to lead things off in the top of the 6th inning for Ethan Krupp. I still have not seen any action in the bullpen for Corvallis. It seems to be Ethan Krupp's game to control. Corvallis came in. 7 pitchers total had been used. Krupp was one of them. He had only thrown 1 inning, though. As he misses low on his first pitch to Brennan Watts. Krupp came in with an 0-1 record, losing that one game that he threw in, and it was just 1 inning of work. So tough one for him there as he misses low and inside to Watts. Makes it a 2-0 count. So if Ethan Krupp lost the one game he played in, that would have been against the Dallas Post 20 Dirtbags when Corvallis lost 12-2. He gets a ground ball to short out of Brennan Watts. Grant Carley to James Anderson for the second out. 2 down, and Jacob Melton will bat with nobody on. 6-4 lead for Medford at the moment. Corvallis starting to run low of opportunities, but they will bat in the bottom of the 6th inning with an opportunity as this ball well struck, right side, going deep and foul. Melton probably got enough of that one to send it out of here. He just hit it foul down that right side. That one probably traveling about 320 feet, but was probably at least 25 feet foul. Strike on the outside corner, a breaking ball just hitting the edge. Jacob Melton 1 for 3 in the game. Last time grounded out to second baseman Azel Bumpus. Takes high and away for a 1-2 count. Top of the 6th inning, 6-4 Medford in front. Krupp trying to get through the 6th. The 1-2 is outside. Didn't have the location on that pitch that he wanted, and Krupp will take a moment to walk around the mound. He's getting up over 90 pitches now. His 2-2 pitch. Fastball, challenge, it goes off the glove for Krupp to second base. Bumpus, his throw to first will not be in time. Krupp knocked it down, and the ricochet to second base. Bumpus doing the best he could to try and get it there quickly.
The next batter, number 27, Jack Thompson.
But Melton will beat out the throw, an infield single for him. So a 2-out single for Melton, his second hit of the ball game. 2 for 4 now. That's more like the Jacob Melton we are accustomed to. First pitch swinging for Jack Thompson. The ball in the air out to right field. Dancing around all over the place in right field. Nolan Jackson, lots of time though underneath it. Makes the catch to retire the side. Jackson made it look interesting out there, dancing around, battling the midday sun. But he comes down with the baseball for the final out. In the top of the 6th, no runs on 1 hit. There were no Corvallis errors and 1 man left on base for Medford. And it's still a 6-4 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Corvallis trailing by 2. I'll have it for you as you're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com.
We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Find more tournament information like scores, stats, game recaps, and updated schedules online at 541radio.com. Here's a look at the games on today's broadcast schedule. Remember, every game from the state tournament will be broadcast on 541radio.com. Tournament coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
Ricky Bort still throwing as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. He fires low on the first pitch. The offering to Nolan Jackson will be a ball 1. Jackson is 0 for 1 in the game, his third at bat, as he takes low for ball 2. Walked his last time up. He starts out ahead here against Ricky Bortz, who's trying to make it through 6 innings of work. He's upwards in the mid-90s for his pitch count, as a swing and a miss out of Jackson will make it a 2-1 count. Starting to get an arm up and loosen the Corvallis bullpen now. 2-1 pitch. Misses low for ball 3 against Jackson. Out there throwing for Corvallis is Riley Smith. The 3-1 pitch high for ball 4. Leadoff walk issued to Nolan Jackson, his second walk of the ball game. Brings up the game-tying run for Corvallis with nobody out. Roy Williams had a double back in the second inning to drive in a run. State tournament coverage sponsored by the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians, a proud supporter of local sports here in Douglas County. First pitch, a strike one call on the outside corner to Williams. Williams last time up had the ground ball up the middle that was picked up by shortstop Zach Ankeny, but his throw to first base, there was nobody covering the bag, and that allowed everything to move around as the ball fouled first base side. Joe Johnson giving chase down that first base line. Couldn't get to it in time on the soft liner. Strike two for Roy Williams. The final out of this one will wrap up our coverage here today, and then tomorrow we're back here at noon for what could be the championship game. As the 0-2 pitch, low and outside, the count will go 1-2 for Williams. If Medford hangs on to the current lead at 6-4, then tomorrow's game at noon, Medford only needs to win that to win the title. But a loss for him there against Mid-Valley in that one would force a, if necessary, game 3. Throw down to first, not in time. Back in safely goes Jackson. 2-2 count after the pitch in the dirt to Roy Williams. So Medford, any way you shake it, they're one win away from winning the state title. But that win needs to be tomorrow at some point. The 2-2 pitch, that ball in the air out to left field. Geyer going back, slowing down. He's underneath it for the out. Looked like a pretty well-struck ball by Williams, but hangs up in the air enough for Justin Geyer to get underneath it. One down for Corvallis here in the bottom of the sixth. They trail 6-4. Ryan Hall hits next. At first base, Nolan Jackson still. First pitch to Ryan Hall is outside for ball one. Hall looking down to third base for the signals from his coach, Evan Hilberg. The left-handed batter back in. At first base, Nolan Jackson. The pitch is outside. Count will go 2-0. For Medford in the top of the seventh, they'll have Geyer, Gassman, and Baptiste due up. Trying to add some more insurance. They currently lead 6-4. The 2-0 pitch, low for a 3-0 count. And Ricky Bortz on the verge of possibly walking a second batter here in the sixth inning. Bortz has already walked 4 in the game, and he'll walk 5. That one did not miss by much, but it's ball 4. 4 straight pitches, and that walks 2 runners here in the sixth, first and second. And over to the mound will go first baseman Joe Johnson. And now everybody's going to come, everybody's going to come to the mound as the coach will head out there as well. So Ryan Hall draws the walk. Nolan Jackson to second base after his walk. First and second with 1 away, and Corvallis threatening again, trailing 6-4. While they meet on the mound, I want to tell you to try Little Caesars large one-topping extra most bestest. It has the most toppings of all the major pizza chains. Pick one up and take it over to Music on the Half Shell tonight. You can bring your own food, beer, and wine as well. It's really a pretty cool event. Sit on the grassy knoll, listen to some free music, bring your own food and drink. They've got stuff there as well. Lay out your blanket, enjoy yourself. And they're looking for pitch count numbers now.
104.
And we've got Ricky Bortz at 104 now. This could quite possibly be the last batter he faces, no matter what. They've got, I think Ryan Sandoval still throwing down there. Yep. One away, 2 on. Franklin Leonard bats. He's squared to bunt and takes it for a strike. That breaking ball dropped and Leonard pulled his bat back, but ends up taking for strike 1. 0-1 pitch. Bortz delivers. Strike 2 called. No balls, 2 strikes. Stinking flies everywhere. The 0-2 pitch. Leonard puts it in the air. Out to right field. And the catch made. The throw in will hold the runner at second. John O'Gassman sending it back in quickly. Franklin Leonard a fly out for the second out of the 6th. And that's going to do it for Ricky Bortz. I believe his pitch count is going to bring him out of the game.
That'll be it for number 18, Ricky Bortz. He had 107 pitches here.
Ricky Bortz will come out of the game, gets a round of applause. A new man on the mound for Medford here in the 6th inning. With 2 outs and 2 on, the Mustangs leading 6-4. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. After this 60-second break, you're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley, building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
Ricky Bortz comes out of the game. Ryan Sandoval will take over. Final line for Ricky Bortz, 5 2/3 innings, gave up 5 hits. I guess it's not finalized yet. There's 2 runners on base that go to his credit. 4 runs, 2 of them earned, 5 walks and 4 strikeouts for Ricky Bortz. Ryan Sandoval will take over. Runners at first and second with 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. It's a 6-4 ball game. Medford leading Corvallis. Sandoval will try to finish off the 6th inning. And I'd imagine Sandoval will come out for the 7th as well. This would be a save opportunity if he finishes out the game. Sandoval will face the top of the lineup, Sean Little. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Had a sac fly back in the 3rd to drive in a run.
For Corvallis, number 12, Sean Little.
Last time up for Little, he flew out to center field, leading things off in the 5th. Sandoval's first pitch. And he'll step off before he delivers to the plate. 6-4 is our score here in the bottom of the 6th. Again, they backpicked the 2nd. First time Sandoval looked that way. This time he actually throws. Zach Ankeny covering. Surprised that a reliever coming into the game would be so worried about trying to pick off the runner at second base. Now he will make his first throw to the plate to Sean Little, and it's outside for ball one. One ball, no strikes against Little. Corvallis trying to get at least something back here. Strike in from Sandoval, a 1-1 count. As mentioned before, the Mustangs had only used 3 pitchers coming into this game. So Ricky Bortz and Ryan Sandoval both making their first appearances on the mound for the Mustangs here in the state tournament. 1-1 pitch. Strike 2, taking a breaking ball inside corner. One ball, 2 strikes against Sean Little. Taking his time here before he steps back in, and that'll force Sandoval to step off the mound. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball, third base side, into left field. They're going to send Jackson to the plate. The throw will not be in time, and Corvallis does get one. The Marketmen score on a 2-out single by Sean Little to left field. His second RBI of the game. Jackson comes around to score from second, and the Marketmen back within 1. First and second still for Corvallis. And Azel Bumpus could possibly tie this game with another base hit. Ryan Sandoval on in relief. His first pitch to Bumpus is in for strike 1. The wind really picking up, and it's starting to blow stuff every which way. Can't seem to keep everything locked down here. Wind, flies, everything kind of Mother Nature wanting to cause me issues here in the booth today. 0-1 count against Azel Bumpus, who is 0 for 2 in the tournament, or in this game, excuse me. Walked, though, his last time up. He's got runners at first and second to try and bring around. Corvallis trailing 6-5. They've been pushing Medford to the limit in this one. Sandoval's 0-1. Hit up the middle. It'll get into center field. They're going to send Ryan Hall around third. The throw to the plate, not in time. We're tied up again. Azel Bumpus, an RBI single. It may not mean a whole lot for Medford here, knowing where they're going to be tomorrow, despite the outcome of today's contest, but this means everything for Corvallis with their season on the line, and they've tied it up again with a 2-out rally here against Ryan Sandoval out of the bullpen. Runners at first and second still. Ryan Hall scoring on the last base hit, and now Grant Carley will stand in, but he foul tips the pitch into the glove for strike 1. Ball out to center field. This one's going to carry enough to Wyatt Baptiste, and he makes the catch for the final out. That'll retire the side, but Corvallis gets what it needs as we go to the 7th inning. It's a tied at 6th. You get 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no Medford errors. 2 men left on base for Corvallis. Head to the top of the 7th inning. Your coverage brought to you by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Back after this 60-second break here on 541radio.com.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
Top of the 7th inning. It'll come down to this for the Corvallis Girding Builders Marketmen. And Medford, they're into tomorrow's action, but Corvallis trying to keep their season going. They'll need runs in the bottom of the 7th, but they got to get through the top of the 7th inning. Ethan Krupp still on the mound. His first pitch missed, and so does the second. A 2-0 count for the leadoff man, Justin Geyer. Ethan Krupp into his 7th inning of work. We saw Riley Smith throwing in the bullpen for Corvallis. The 2-0 pitch. Strike one taken. Tim's Appliance Outlet Store at the corner of Lane and South Stevens in Roseburg, a proud sponsor of American Legion baseball coverage here on 541radio.com. The 2-1 pitch in the air for Geyer out to right field. A couple of steps in and a couple of steps back. Nolan Jackson underneath it, making the catch for the first out in the top of the 7th. One away, and up next will be Jono Gassman. Gassman 1 for 3 in the ball game. Gassman a double back in the 3rd to drive in a run. Reached on an error back in the 5th and scored a run. First pitch from Krupp. That one in the air. Shallow. Going to stay on the infield. The second baseman, Azel Bumpus, calls for it and retires the second batter. 2 down. And Ethan Krupp closing in on getting through the top of the 7th. Wyatt Baptiste, 2 for 3 in the game, drove in a run his last time up. Back in the 5th inning, he'll stand in with nobody on and 2 away. First pitch, line drive shot. Oh, just past the diving Grant Carley at short into left field. Carley needed another inch on his glove for that one. Diving, maximum effort to get to it, and he's just not long enough. First pitch swinging there for Wyatt Baptiste. And he lines it into left field for a 2-out single. Our state tournament coverage on 541radio.com also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, your local Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Toyota dealer. A couple of visits to the mound for James Anderson and now Logan Williams. Also, the American Legion would like to thank Motel 6, their tournament's daily sponsor. Today's tournament action is sponsored by Motel 6 for the American Legion.
Number 16, Zach Ankeny.
They like to make sure that they would recognize their sponsors for this tournament as well. Zach Ankeny, 1 for 2 in the tournament. Keep saying that. 1 for 2 in this game is a pickoff throw by Krupp to first. Ankeny, a single on a bunt in the 5th inning. That 5th inning a little disastrous for the Corvallis defense. They could not play any bunt defense. Ankeny will take high for ball 1. Krupp had been wheeling and dealing to start this 7th inning, got 2 outs quickly. The single to Baptiste extends it a little longer, but it could still be a quick top of the 7th inning for Krupp if he can get Ankeny here. As a ball low, a 2-0 count. For Corvallis in the bottom of the 7th, the designated home team, they'll have Anderson, Williams, and Jackson due up. That is Logan Williams, the catcher. Pickoff throw to first. Diving back in goes Baptiste. I've got Krupp right around 100 pitches. I'm fairly certain my count is probably off at least by a pitch or two. The 2-0 delivery is low, and it goes to a 3-0 count. This could possibly be it if the batter gets on against Ethan Krupp. He has pitched an admirable game, battling back and forth with Medford here. The 3-0 pitch, strike 1 on the corner. It's not an easy lineup to have to face, especially for a 4th time. Krupp, he's got Ankeny at the plate. That's the 8th hitter. The 9-hitter, Bennett Thompson on deck. That would wrap up the 4th time through the lineup. 3-1, runner going. Strike 2 on a swing and a miss. No throw to second. Stolen base for Ankeny. Seems somewhat harmless, but if there's a ball in play now by Ankeny, Baptiste could have the possibility of scoring from second. 3-2 pitch. Krupp delivers. Swing and a miss. A huge strikeout to finish out the top of the 7th for Ethan Krupp. For Krupp, that's his 3rd strikeout of the game, and it's the first one since the 2nd inning. He reaches back and finds something in the tank to polish off the top of the 7th and keep the game tied. Now it's going to be up to Medford to try and keep the game tied and force our first extra inning ball game. Or can Corvallis win it in a walk-off and keep their season alive? The fireworks still yet to come as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. You're watching state tournament coverage on 541radio.com.
105.
We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Find more tournament information like scores, stats, game recaps, and updated schedules online at 541radio.com. Here's a look at the games on today's broadcast schedule. Remember, every game from the state tournament will be broadcast on 541radio.com. Tournament coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. This one could end in some fireworks. Corvallis battling with Medford. They've hung tight the entire way through, and the Mustangs will try to force extras while Corvallis tries to win in a walk-off and hand the Mustangs their only loss of the tournament, and also in the process keep their season alive. James Anderson leads it off against Ryan Sandoval, whose breaking ball comes in for strike one. Tournament coverage is presented by Sportsman's Warehouse. The 0-1 to Anderson is in the air, out to right field. This well hit. Gassman running back, squaring up, reaching on the warning track, a diving catch. Jono Gassman chasing that one down to the warning track and pulling back a possible extra base hit for James Anderson. And Anderson 0 for 4 on the day right now, 1 away. He had to go all out for that one. Lands on the red rock out there after a jumping grab. That couldn't have felt good, but he comes up with a huge grab to keep this game tied. Pitch low and outside for ball one against Logan Williams. Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse has everything for your next camping, hunting, or fishing excursion. There's another pitch low, 2-0 count now for Williams. Get to Sportsman's Warehouse today. Stock up before you head out for the season. Sportsman's Warehouse, take it outside. The 2-0 pitch to Logan Williams, strike one on the corner. Well, we might see our first extra inning ball game of the tournament here. Corvallis trying to avoid that fate. The 2-1. That ball slapped foul down the right side. Out of play, and the count goes 2-2 against Logan Williams. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Had a walk in the second and came around to score. 2-2 from Sandoval. Ground ball, chopper through the middle. Picked up by Ankeny. Soft toss over to first to retire the second out. 2 down.
The next batter, number 26,
Nolan Jackson.
Nolan Jackson.
The right fielder, 0 for 1 in the game. Has walked his last 2 times up. He steps in with 2 outs and nobody on base. Left-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher. First pitch in for strike one. Ryan Sandoval took over for Ricky Bortz. Swing and a miss. A little bit of hesitation there out of Nolan Jackson, and half-hearted swing at that one. Sandoval started with the top of the lineup, making his first way through. The 0-2 is fouled back. The 0-2 delivery here for Sandoval. Nobody on. Swing and a miss. Our foul tipped into the glove. Now that'll be a strikeout for Sandoval, his first. And we head to extra innings. Going to the 8th inning, our first extra inning ball game of the state tournament. We'll have it for you when we come back. You are watching AAA State Tournament coverage presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
We head to extra innings for the first time here in the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Our game tied at 6 between Medford and Corvallis. And the Corvallis Skirting Builders Marketmen will make the change on the mound. Ethan Krupp done. His pitch count up at the limit. Comes out after 7 innings worked. And Riley Smith will take over for the Marketmen. He'll face the 9-1-2 hitters for Medford. And a tie ball game 6-6 as we head to the 8th. And the first pitch in for strike one.
Medford, number 10, Bennett Thompson.
Bennett Thompson leading things off. He is 0 for 3. The 0-1 pitch outside for ball one. Riley Smith making his first appearance on the mound for Corvallis here in the state tournament. 1-1 pitch, grounded to second base. Bumpus in front of it to Anderson for out number 1. Riley Smith from Corvallis High School, his second year with Corvallis.
To the top of the batting order, the next batter, number 6,
right-hander,
Johnson.
6'1", 215 pounds, graduate in 2018. Gets the first out, but now has to face the top of this dangerous Medford lineup. 1 away with nobody on base. Tied at 6. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1. To Joe Johnson, who is 1 for 4. State tournament coverage sponsored by Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians, a proud supporter of local sports in Douglas County. 2-0 count now for Johnson. Johnson digs back in. The 2-0 delivery. Outside and low. Corvallis trying to play their way into tomorrow's noon contest against Mid-Valley. The 3-0 is taken for a strike by Johnson, timing it up. Mid-Valley already in after their win against Dallas Post 20 in the previous game earlier today. Johnson fouls this one up. Could be playable behind home, shedding the mask. Logan Williams makes the catch back behind home. Struggles really continue for Joe Johnson. He has gotten his first hit of the tournament, but
The next batter, number
he
3,
continues to just not hit at the rate that he did during the regular season, facing some of the top pitching in the state here. 2 down now. Medford trying to get a lead and hold it in the bottom half of the inning. Corvallis, the home team, they'll always get the last at-bats as the first pitch taken for strike 1 by Brennan Watts with 2 outs and nobody on. So Medford would like to have a lead going to the bottom of the 8th. Corvallis will try to take it in the bottom of the 8th. There's a pitch outside, a 1-1 count. One pitch. Outside, 2-1 count. Two-one delivery. That ball in the air, but back out of play. Brennan Watts, 2 for 4 in the ball game. The reliever, Riley Smith, delivers inside and misses a bit too far in there. And the count will go full. Smith quickly into his windup, his 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball he gets over, fouled off. Stays a 3-2 count. Full count pitch again for Riley Smith. Off speed, he got him to foul tip into the glove for strike 3. Brendan Watts goes down with a strikeout. Riley Smith comes in and works a 1-2-3 top of the 8th inning, holding Medford scoreless. And we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. It's still tied 6-6. Corvallis once again looking to walk off with the victory. They'll face Ryan Sandoval back out there in relief. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
Corvallis to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. Number 18, Roy Williams.
Leading things off is Roy Williams against Ryan Sandoval, and the first pitch taken for ball 1 as we begin the bottom of the 8th inning. 6-6 ball game into extras for the first time in the 2018 tournament. Williams grounds one to short. Ankeny, a quick transition, throws over to first base. Joe Johnson with the stretch to retire the first batter. One away as Williams will go down after 2 pitches. First time we've gone to extra innings in this tournament. Medford trying to stay perfect while Corvallis is trying to get into the final day of play. Ryan Hall, first pitch swinging, ground ball, first base side, taken by Johnson. He'll flip it to Sandoval, who is coming in relief. 3-1 the put out. And Medford's defense continues to make the plays needed. 2 away with nobody on as Ryan Hall grounds out on 1 pitch.
The next batter, number 23.
It'll be the 9-hitter,
Leonard.
Franklin Leonard, standing in, 1 for 3 with a double. First pitch, Leonard takes it low and outside for ball 1. Ryan Sandoval trying to match what Riley Smith did in the top half of the 8th inning. A perfect 8th for Smith. The 1-0 for Leonard, taken for strike 1. State tournament coverage brought to you by Little Caesars Pizza. For a limited time, Little Caesars has a large 5-meat pizza with extra cheese for only $9, hot and ready to pick up 4 to 8 o'clock. Pitch outside, a 2-1 count. Two-one delivery. Sandoval winds and fires. It's low and outside for ball 3. Three balls and a strike. Wind blowing in from center field. Clouds kind of starting to dot the sky, but still mostly sunny here in Roseburg as we wear into the evening. Pitch in the dirt all the way to the backstop. Headed on down to first will go Leonard. A 2-out walk puts the game-winning run at first base for Corvallis, and we take it back to the top of their lineup. So Franklin Leonard draws his first walk of the game. For Ryan Sandoval, that's the first walk he's had. And they're going to make a change, it looks like. Some movement going on for the Medford Mustangs. Not sure who's going where. We have players running every which direction here. I think that Melton's going to come in out of the DH position, take over at first. Joe Johnson, I think, goes to center. And who's headed to the mound? We'll find out. We'll get you all the details when we come back. It's a pitching change here in the bottom of the 8th with 1 on and 2 away. Medford making some moves. We'll have the details after this. You're watching AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament coverage on 541radio.com.
We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Find more tournament information like scores, stats, game recaps, and updated schedules online at 541radio.com. Here's a look at the games on today's broadcast schedule. Remember, every game from the state tournament will be broadcast on 541radio.com. Tournament coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
And we welcome you back here to Legion Field. I think we're starting to get some things figured out as they move some things around, and they're going to bring in Jack Thompson to pitch here in the bottom of the 8th with 1 on and 2 away. Game still tied at 6. So I think the player that's going to come out of the game, well, obviously the pitcher Ryan Sandoval comes out, but then Bennett Thompson checks out of the game, and they're going to bring in Dylan Marsh to take over at third base. So Justin Geyer moves behind the plate to catch for Jack Thompson. Wyatt Baptiste moves from center to left. Joe Johnson goes from first to center. Jacob Melton comes out of the DH position with the pitcher coming out He comes in defensively and goes to first base. Thompson goes from third to the mound. Geyer goes from left field to behind the plate, and Bennett Thompson comes out of the game. Dylan Marsh comes in for him and takes over at third. That's what I'm pretty sure just happened. All right, first pitch to form the new pitcher. Jack Thompson fires in a strike against the top of the order, Sean Little digging in. So Jack Thompson in for Ryan Sandoval, and Harriet's one runner on at first with 2 away. Throw over to first base. Back in safely goes Leonard. So I'm pretty sure I figured all of that out there. After some issues yesterday, I'm fairly happy about that. The 0-1 pitch here for Thompson. It's outside. Throw down to first. Leonard back in just ahead of a tag. 1-1 count for Sean Little. So Ryan Sandoval goes 2 innings worked. He gave up just 2 hits, no runs at the moment, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, but if the runner from first scores to win the game, that goes against Sandoval's total, and he would draw the first loss for Medford in the tournament. 1-1 pitch. Thompson misses low against Sean Little. And the count goes to 2-1 for Little. Jack Thompson getting to pitch here for the first time in the state tournament. Taking a long time to get the signal he wants against Sean Little. The pitch, 2-1, strike 2 called. Two balls, 2 strikes. Thompson will step off the mound before his next pitch. Two-two pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove. That wraps up the bottom of the 8th. Jack Thompson comes in and strikes out Sean Little for the final out, and we head to the 9th inning. Out of this 7th inning ball game. No runs on no hits. There were no errors. 1 man left on base for Corvallis. Through 8 innings, we go to our second extra inning, trying to decide this one. Corvallis trying to keep their season going. Medford trying to stay perfect in the tournament. It's 6-6 headed to the top of the 9th. You're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley, building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
Well, we go to the top of the 9th. It was a scheduled 7-inning ball game. So we're into extras. First time in tournament play that we've gone to extra innings. On the mound, Riley Smith faces Jacob Melton. And he gets Melton to swing and miss at a breaking ball down in the dirt for strike 1. Well, tournament coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. 1-1 pitch for Melton is outside from Smith. 2 balls and a strike against Jacob Melton. Up for a 5th time in the ball game. Jacob Melton 2 for 4. The 2-1 pitch off the handle in the air on the infield. And James Anderson losing his hat as he runs in. Charging in from first, calling everybody off, makes the play.
The next batter, number 27.
Looked at for a moment, it looked like Riley Smith was maybe going to consider trying to make the play on that himself. Everybody battling the sun to try and follow it. Anderson makes the right decision to call for that ball and call everybody else off, making the catch. First pitch goes directly to the backstop for Riley Smith against Jack Thompson. Thompson now the pitcher for the Mustangs. A 1-0 pitch. Inside corner for a called strike. Thompson moving from third base to the mound. First time facing Riley Smith. Thompson's 0 for 4 in the ball game. He takes outside for a 2-1 count. Last time up for Jack Thompson, he popped out to right field to end the 6th inning. 2-1 pitch is low for ball 3. Tied at 6. Now on the scoreboard, 6 runs on 11 hits for Medford, 2 errors. For Corvallis, 6 runs on 7 hits and 3 errors. A ball in the air. Anderson chasing that one as it goes out of play. That'll be strike 2 against Jack Thompson. Full count with 1 away, top of the 9th. Three balls, 2 strikes, and it's ball 4. Go-ahead run on base for Medford. Corvallis is the home team, so they would have a chance to respond to anything that Medford does here in the top of the 9th.
20, Justin Geyer.
Justin Geyer. Geyer now behind the plate, the catcher. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a single and a walk. A run scored and an RBI. First pitch for Smith is way outside, backhanding the ball. Logan Williams making the stop. With a man on, you can't let it go by now. A 1-0 pitch from Smith. Ground ball, third base side into left field. Ryan Hall collects it and sends it back in. Up to second base goes Thompson. First hit for Medford off of the reliever, Riley Smith.
Number 5, Jono Gassman.
2 runners on with 1 away. Jono Gassman will step up next. Trying to give the Mustangs a lead, keep their perfect tournament record intact. Corvallis trying to keep their season alive and play Mid-Valley tomorrow for the right to play the Mustangs in the championship game then later tomorrow afternoon. The first pitch, Gassman fouls it back. If Medford does lose, they would play the winner of Mid-Valley and Corvallis. If Medford wins, they play Mid-Valley, and the Southpaws would need to win twice against the Mustangs to win the state title. Swing and a foul tip into the glove. Strike 2 for Gassman. So if Medford loses in this one, obviously still a ways to go before that happens. But if they were to lose, kind of changes the dynamic of tomorrow quite a bit. The 0-2 pitch for Gassman. Breaking ball outside, he lets it go by. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Obviously going into Wednesday on the championship day of the tournament, knowing that someone would have to beat you twice to win the state title, you feel pretty good about it. But knowing that you can only lose once, that changes the dynamic. A ball into the air for Gassman out to right field. Catch made by Nolan Jackson, and he sends it back in quickly, making sure Jack Thompson doesn't think about trying to take third. Pop out to right field for the second out, and Wyatt Baptiste will hit with 2 down and 2 on.
Number 8, Wyatt Baptiste.
Baptiste is 3 for 4 in this game, all 3 singles. Had an RBI back in the 5th. He faces Riley Smith, and the first pitch is high for ball 1. Baptiste had come in 0 for 8 to start the day here in the tournament. He's now 3 for 12, so he's bringing his average up. The 1-0 pitch to him. He lines right side, and it goes foul. One ball, one strike. Still a warm night here in Roseburg. Smith's 1-1 pitch. Line foul again down the right field side for strike 2 against Baptiste. Riley Smith trying to keep it a tie ball game at 6-6. My phone reading still 94 here in Roseburg. The 1-2 pitch. Line left side. Hooking foul. Baptiste got around on that one, but just too far in front of it, pulling it foul down the left field side after going right field the last two pitches. Well, amazingly enough, the temperature has actually gone up since I looked earlier in the day when I thought we had hit our peak. The 1-2, it's a roller towards short. The throw to first, it pulls Anderson off the bag. Grant Carley, a running throw, and Anderson can't stay on. He comes off the bag to make sure it doesn't get by. The throwing error will load the bases for Medford with 2 outs.
The next batter, number 16.
And that'll be the 4th error of the ballgame for Corvallis. Bases loaded. Zach Ankeny will step in. 1 for 3 today. First pitch to Ankeny. Inside for ball 1. Just outside and high, 2-0 count now. Two-0 pitch, too far inside. A walk's going to bring in the go-ahead run here. Oh, wait, nope, called it for a strike. So 2 balls and a strike now. The 2-1 from Smith. That one's outside, and now the count goes 3-1. Again, a walk brings in the go-ahead run. This will be a pitch to hit here for Ankeny with 2 away. The 3-1. Strike 2 called. Ankeny thought it was ball 4, so did some of the Medford fans on hand, and the count will go full. Dramatics here late in this one. Extra innings, top of the 9th. Riley Smith, a 3-2 pitch. A walk brings in a run, and he gets him to foul it back, and we'll redo it. All the runners taking off on the pitch to the plate. At third base, Jack Thompson. Second base, Justin Geyer. And Wyatt Baptiste at first after reaching on the error. Again, a 3-2 pitch for Smith. Off speed, and he gets him to foul it back. He got Ankeny out on his front foot, but he stayed on it and was able to get a piece of that pitch to foul it away. Ankeny back in, quickly into the windup. Swing and a miss, and a strike 3. And Riley Smith gets out of the jam with his second strikeout. And he sends the Mustangs packing in the top of the 9th. As that will leave the bases loaded, and the game stays tied at 6. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning in this elimination game for Corvallis, seeing if they can keep their season going. 6-6, we go to the 9th, bottom of the 9th. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
Well, we definitely finish out day 4 of the tournament with an exciting one here. Medford and Corvallis. It all comes down to this game for the Marketmen. For Medford, again, they'll play tomorrow no matter what happens here. But again, you have a little bit more of a cushion if you can head to tomorrow without a loss on your record. Makes your life a little bit more comfortable going into tomorrow's Championship Wednesday.
First batter for Corvallis to lead off.
But Corvallis trying to keep their season alive. And Azel Bumpus will stand in to lead things off in the 9th inning, facing Jack Thompson. Looks like we've got the final book here on Ryan Sandoval after he came out of the mound, off the mound in the 8th. First pitch here for Thompson. Bumpus, line drive shot, gets over it short. Zach Ankeny not tall enough. And Bumpus gets on with a line drive single to begin the bottom of the 9th inning. 1 on with nobody out, and now Corvallis has the game-winning run on at first.
The next batter, number 10, Grant Carley.
Grant Carley will stand in. 1 for 3, had an RBI sac fly back in the 3rd and a double in the 5th. First pitch, he squares to bunt, pulls it back. It's not a called strike, and apparently he pulled it back in time. The umpire at first says he did not offer at it, so it's a 1-0 count. Squaring to bunt again. Carley takes the pitch in the dirt, up to second base. Will go Azel Bumpus. And the game-winning run now into scoring position with nobody out. So now Grant Carley has a man in scoring position that he could try and bring around. He may try to move him to third base with a sac bunt. Wild pitch moving Azel out to second. Carley not showing a bunt yet. Melton playing it at first. And now a throw back to second base. It's not going to be there in time. Covering the bag, Brendan Watts. They went with the pickoff play. Bumpus was way off the bag. But nobody was covering right away. Then Watts got to the bag late. And the throw from Thompson just doesn't get there in time. If somebody's covering the bag right away, he doesn't have to double pump. They probably have Bumpus dead to rights. 2-0 count at the plate for Grant Carley. He squares to bunt, puts it down, third base side. It's picked up, a look to third, a throw to first. And they get 1 out. Sacrifice bunt moves Azel Bumpus to third base. And Corvallis has the game-winning run 90 feet from home. 1-4 the putout on the sac bunt for Carley. 1 away. They take the automatic out at first, the safer out. And now comes a visit to the mound for Coach Nate Maben. Bumpus at third. All it's going to take is a sac fly to bring him in. So give you real quick the final line on Ryan Sandoval. He did not give up an earned run. That's basically what I needed to know. 2 innings worked, 2 hits, no runs, none earned, no 1 walk and 1 strikeout for him. That finished out his line. But the result of this game is going to lie in the hands of either Riley Smith or Jack Thompson at the moment, the 2 pitchers of record for either side. Right now, Jack Thompson in the bottom of the 9th trying to force it to a 10th inning. It's kind of curious if they may walk the batter, and they do. They're going to walk James Anderson. They're going to walk back-to-back hitters, I guess. They walk James Anderson, and then they walk Logan Williams, both intentional walks, to load the bases. And so it'll come up to Nolan Jackson now. Logan Jackson will step in with the bases loaded, 1 away, trying to drive in the game-winning run. Jackson, the right fielder, wasn't quite ready to come up and hit just yet, it seems like. As the 2 guys in front of him both intentionally walked, you don't have to throw the pitches anymore. And so
next batter, number 26,
he was
Nolan Jackson,
3 hitters away before coming up, and suddenly he's up to the plate. Jackson is 0 for 2 in the game with 2 walks, infield playing in, and Jack Thompson will step off the mound. They're going to play for nothing in front of them in the outfield. If it gets over their heads, it's probably deep enough to drive in the game-winning run anyway, so they're going to play short to try and make sure nothing falls in front of them. Corvallis, 1 run away from walking off with a victory against Medford and surviving for another day. First pitch. Swinging that ball in the air, foul territory, giving chase, and it's a catch made in foul territory by the third baseman, Dylan Marsh. And that and a strikeout were probably some of the worst results you could ask for. Nolan Jackson fouling out for the second out, and now the Medford defense can relax just ever so slightly. They need just 1 more out to force the 10th inning. So Nolan Jackson, not the result he was looking for. That'll bring up Roy Williams. First pitch, a breaking ball called strike 1. Jack Thompson trying to somehow get out of a bases-loaded 1-out jam. The 0-1 pitch, high and away for a 1-1 count. Now a wild pitch and an error, a walk, a balk. I mean, we've seen all of these things happen in this tournament. Anything like that, and that game-winning run has a chance to come in. A 1-1 pitch to Roy Williams. Breaking ball, strike 2 called, inside corner. So Roy Williams down to his final strike here in the bottom of the 9th. Corvallis had a golden opportunity. It'll be one they'll kick themselves over if they do not capitalize. The 1-2, high and away, and Justin Geyer behind the plate had to get up out of the crouch quick to get to that one. If that's to the backstop, the speed at third base and Azel Bumpus, he's probably coming home to try and score the winning run. A 2-2 pitch for Thompson. Williams fouls it off to stay alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 9th inning. Medford trying to force it to the 10th. Riley Smith got out of a jam in the top of the 9th. Now it's Jack Thompson trying to get out of a bases-loaded jam here in the bottom of the 9th. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball is high and inside, and the count goes full. Nowhere to put him. He's got to bring a pitch here. Riley Smith struck out Zach Ankeny in the top of the 9th on a bases-loaded full count pitch. Now it's Jack Thompson trying to return the favor. Time called. High drama here. Jack Thompson, full count pitch with 2 away, bottom of the 9th, game on the line. He sets, kicks and fires, and it beans him. Corvallis wins and will play tomorrow against Mid-Valley. It's a walk-off win for the Corvallis Girding Builders Marketmen. They will douse Roy Williams with a bucket of water after he gets beamed by a pitch, and Medford loses for the first time in the state tournament. And tomorrow, they will play the winner between Corvallis and Mid-Valley for the state championship. But Corvallis keeps their season alive, and the Medford Mustangs, they'll have no wiggle room when it comes to tomorrow as they try to win their 5th straight state championship. Things just got a little bit more interesting for tomorrow on Championship Wednesday. We'll have 2 games. First one will be Corvallis and Mid-Valley at noon, and then Medford versus the winner of that game at 3 o'clock. We'll have that coverage for you tomorrow on 541radio.com. But for now, we will go ahead and take a break, come back with your post-game show. 7-6, Corvallis survives and advances to Championship Wednesday on a walk-off beanball by Jack Thompson, who unfortunately will take the loss. We'll come back after a quick 60-second break. You've been watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Find more tournament information like scores, stats, game recaps, and updated schedules online at 541radio.com. Here's a look at the games on today's broadcast schedule. Remember, every game from the state tournament will be broadcast on 541radio.com. Tournament coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
Well, that's one way to end the 4th day of the tournament, an exciting one between the Medford Mustangs and the Corvallis Girding Builders Marketmen. We welcome you back here to Legion Field for our quick post-game show as the Corvallis Girding Builders Marketmen survive and will play tomorrow at noon against Mid-Valley. The winner, a berth in the state championship against Medford. Joey Kieran here with you as we wrap up day 4 of the tournament. It's been a fun tournament with a lot of close games. Really, we haven't had really any blowouts. There's been 2 10-run victories in this one, and that's it. Tomorrow we'll have games 14 and 15 of the tournament, and we've had just 2 lopsided games. So that means that 12 games, 10 of them have been very, very close. In fact, where's my bracket here? This was a 1-run game earlier today, a 1-run game. 1 run. Okay, there's an 8. So we've had 3 games that have been a little bit more lopsided. Other than that, every other game has been decided by 3 runs or less. They've been tight. 3 runs or less, that's all you need for a save opportunity. That tells you how close the games have been. So it has been a wild tournament here from Legion Field, entertaining to say the least. Even if the host team and the team that I cover throughout the season, the home team, local team, isn't in it, it still has been very good baseball. So hopefully people are going to be coming out tomorrow for more good baseball action as we get to Championship Wednesday. Corvallis survives. They get 7 runs to win against Medford in extra innings. Looking at the number, 6 runs on 12 hits, 2 errors for Medford, 7 runs on 8 hits, 4 errors for Corvallis as they prevail to go to Championship Wednesday against Mid-Valley, and then the winner getting Corvallis in the championship game. What a wild one here tonight. First game to go to extra innings as well. Getting the win is Riley Smith. Smith pitches the final 2 innings for Corvallis, gave up 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. He had a huge strikeout to finish out the 9th inning with the bases loaded. He gets Zach Ankeny to strike out and finish it off and keep it a tie ball game going to the bottom of the 9th. Ethan Krupp pitched strong 7 innings. He did give up 11 hits, 6 runs, only 3 of them earned, 1 walk and 3 strikeouts, but he pitched out of a lot of different tough spots, and the offense was doing enough to keep him in it, and he just kept pitching throughout that game and going 7 innings. Not too bad. Really helped out the bullpen for Corvallis, I'm sure. Taking the loss will be Jack Thompson, as he pitches 1 inning of relief, gave up 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. The run coming in on a hit by pitch in the 9th inning. It would have been ball 4 anyways, but it was a hit by pitch with the bases loaded, and that brought in the game-winning run as El Bumpus. It was a 3-2 pitch. Whew, what a tight finish there. So Thompson takes the loss, first of the postseason for Medford. Ricky Bortz started the game, went 5 2/3, gave up 5 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. Ryan Sandoval pitched 2 innings in relief, gave up 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout for Ryan Sandoval in relief. So that is a look at the pitching numbers. It was a back-and-forth affair. Corvallis never led until they won the game. Medford led 1-0 after the first. Corvallis tied it in the bottom of the second, 1-1. Medford takes a 3-1 lead in the top of the third, but Corvallis ties it back up at 3 in the bottom of the third inning. A run in the fourth for both teams kept the game tied at 4. Then Medford takes a 2-run lead with 2 in the top of the fifth. Corvallis finally ties it back up in the bottom of the sixth with 2 runs, and we were knotted at 6 apiece, and that's how it stayed until we got to the bottom of the sixth. A leadoff single for El Bumpus. A sac bunt, or a wild pitch put him at second, then a sac bunt moved him to third base with 1 away. And it looked like Corvallis had an easy path to maybe bring in the game-winning run. They walked the bases loaded intentionally. Intentional walk to James Anderson and to Logan Williams, bases loaded. But on the very first pitch to Nolan Jackson, he pops out in foul territory for the second out, making life a little more difficult for the Marketmen. Roy Williams at the plate. He fell behind, battles his way back to a full count pitch, fouls off 1, stays in there, and then on a full count pitch with the bases loaded, he's beamed. He heads on down to first as El Bumpus comes in to score the game-winning run, and the Marketmen out of the dugout, dousing Roy Williams with a bucket of ice water. To win the game, the Corvallis Marketmen 7-6 and send them into tomorrow's game against the Mid-Valley Southpaws, the winner getting Medford in the final game of the tournament tomorrow at 3. Batting numbers here, 1 for 5 for Joe Johnson at the top of the lineup for Medford. Brennan Watts, 2 for 5 with an RBI. Jacob Melton, 2 for 5. Jack Thompson went 0 for 4. Justin Geyer, 2 for 4 with an RBI. 1 for 5 with an RBI for John O'Gasman. 3 for 5 for Wyatt Baptiste with a RBI. 1 for 4 for Zach Ankeny with an RBI, and Bennett Thompson at the bottom of the lineup goes 0 for 4. Corvallis, 2 for 4 for Sean Little with 2 RBI. El Bumpus, 2 for 4 with an RBI. Grant Carley, 1 for 3 with an RBI. James Anderson went 0 for 4. Logan Williams, 0 for 3. Nolan Jackson, 0 for 3. Roy Williams, 1 for 4 with 2 RBI. 1 for 3 for Ryan Hall, and 1 for 3 for Franklin Leonard. And that is a look at the offensive numbers here for this one. So tomorrow's schedule, it'll be Mid-Valley and Corvallis, game 14 of the tournament, noon start time. Our broadcast will start approximately 5 minutes before that. And then the winner of that game moves on to take on Medford in the championship bout. Medford, since they were the last team that was undefeated, since we have 3 teams all with 1 loss, since Medford was the last team to lose a game, they get the bye through the first round of tomorrow's action, and they face the winner of Game 14 at 3 o'clock to decide the state champion here in 2018. So it looked like Medford was on a straight target for their 5th straight title. Obviously, they're still a dangerous team and a tough team to beat, but now they're a little bit more vulnerable with 1 loss on their record. It'll come down to that final game of the tournament to decide a state champion. And when it comes down to just 1 game, you never know what might happen. So we hope you join us tomorrow for our coverage of the state tournament here from Legion Field. It's been fun for 4 days. We expect nothing less for day 5 as we begin the month of August. Again, game 1 at noon, game 2 at 3 o'clock or thereabouts, depending on the length of game 1 tomorrow. We hope you join us for the coverage. 3 teams left. Mid-Valley, Corvallis, and Medford. They'll decide a champion tomorrow. We hope you join us. We'll have coverage of the state tournament online at 541radio.com. It's presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. I'm Joey Kieran. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Legion Field, online at 541radio.com.
Oh, you're not coming in the office tomorrow?